Visible with liberty and justice for all.
Southgate's mission statement is learning for life. The vision statement is Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. With that, it brings us to the agenda. I'll take a motion on the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Supported by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have an agenda. First item is the presentations, and the first presentation is the figure skating recognition.
Yes, thank you. I'm pleased to bring together today several of our winter sports teams who made a significant impact to their season and to Southgate Community Schools. One is figure skating, who made it to states and also had a state champion, as well as performed second in the state, and we're going to have them brought up here soon. We also have our winter guard, and our winter guard at Worlds made it to semifinals, which is an extraordinary accomplishment. And we have a robotics team who made it to states, made it to finals in states, and ended up 44th out of about 450 some teams. So we are actually today going to honor these students who put everything they had into their seasons and really performed exceptionally well and made us extraordinarily tight and proud. So we're going to start with our figure skating, and we're going to invite our coach, Julie Goddard, to come on up and introduce our girls today.
This is also our other coach, Jackie White. So both of us are Titan graduates, so we're super happy to be able to coach this team. The figure skating team consists of 3 competitions where each level team competes and accumulates points for the season. There are 3 levels of teams based on difficulty of jumps, spins, and moves in the field. The team placed first overall in the district level on both the B level and the C level this season, qualifying them both for the state competition. At the state competition, they have much to be proud of. The team placed third out of 35 teams represented in the individual competition on Saturday. Adeline Hales took first place in her event. Avery Kaufman took third in hers. Lena Hales placed second. Brianna Hales placed third and second. Maddie Reese placed second. Maisie Urbanik placed third. And Natalie Slowick placed third. At Sunday's team event, the B ladies were the state runner-up, coming in second place. This has been the first time we have placed in the top 3 at state competitions since the team started. The C team placed 10th in the team event. We are so proud of the team and their accomplishments.
Our team skaters are Miss Bridget Godbout, Miss Avery Kaufman, Lily Lawson, Kylie Armo, Natalie Slowick, Lena Hales, Brianna Hales, Virginia Urbanik, Madeline Reese, Maisie Urbanik, Adeline Hales, Josie Armos, and Brianna Tupac. Congrats on a great season, ladies.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Woo!
At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Radicki to come on up and introduce our winter guard.
Hello, my name's Zach Novicki. I'm the Associate Director of Bands here at Southgate Anderson, and I oversee the Winter Guard program. This year, our Winter Guard was absolutely fantastic. The success of our marching band and our programs really has a lot to do with our color guard performers because they bring so much of the effect of our shows onto the field and our floor every fall and winter. This year, they made semifinals in the most saturated class at World Championships. And it is really just one of the biggest achievements that a high school guard could have. Going down there, there's usually 100+ color guards down competing in their class, and just to advance to the next level to semis, you have to be better than half of them. We're so incredibly proud of these students, and we would love to introduce them. I know some of them aren't here, and I want to make sure I recognize all of them. First, we have Kaylee Armstrong, Monica Brewer, Aubrey Butterfield, Alexis Davis and Cassidy Davis, Alex Garza, Brooke Goudreau, Allie Johnson, Kalea Johnson, Megan Knott, Tabitha Mexico, Jasmine Nusser, Chastity Paquette, Madeline Race, Haley Renaud, Lindsay Slitty, and Emma Stacy.
The mentors come up.
My name is Nick, and this is Joel. We are the mentors of the Southgate Robotics team. I would like to mention how we, this season, did our most successful season ever. This is actually our first season since 2019. We did not get a season to actually play in 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic, so I'm very proud of our kids. We started building Robot back in January to be able to compete in March and April, our two different competitions. And those were at Belleville, where things started a little bit rough. We had a lot of issues early on, but we turned it around and made semifinals at the end of our competition. And then at our second competition at Woodhaven, we were able to end up as finalists, and we finished 3rd overall out of 42 teams, which is our most successful single-air event we've ever had. Due to that performance, we were able to go to the state championships in Saginaw Valley State University, and we came in 9th there out of our division of 40. So that was really exciting to be able to go out there, and that is definitely our most successful season and our first time making the state championships since 2009. I'd like to send out a special thank you to Sharon for going all the way out there to Saginaw Valley State University to support us. It means a lot to both us as mentors and for the students. So I'd like to go and introduce our students. Tyler Brandstatter. Elliot Cummings. Lucas Drum. Tyler Fantow. Antonio Gaglio. Owen Corzetts. Michael McIntyre. John Manor. Caden Morin. Logan Roroff. Mohammed Saidi. Hunter Sheneman. Gage Vananen. And Lawrence Zhang. And then finally, I'd like to also invite our mentors up here, which is Josue Flores, Brandon Brandstatter, and Ryan Bias. Go and form 2 lines for tall people. Tall people in the back, short people in front.
Good job, guys. Good job. To them. All right, that concludes all the fun part tonight. The rest of this is all business and work. So anybody who wants to leave, we won't consider it rude. We understand, but we'll have to go on and get on with some business now. So
Thank you for coming.
thank you for coming. All right, next item on the agenda is F, which is citizens' comments. Mr. Pulowski. Do we got to put the mic back down? Wait a minute. You can wait a minute until they clear out.
I would.
Well, Jason, you know how to clear a crowd, don't you?
Hey, tell them work's coming and.
You said fun's over.
I know.
Having the plaque, so it's pretty nice. And
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Pulaski.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. Robert Pulowski, and I live at 12757 Chestnut in Southgate. First thing I'd like to start off with is all of our recognitions for Winter Guard, our robotics team, and our figure skating. Congratulations to all their awards tonight. Their hard work pays off, and I've said the same thing for the football, our track team, and our cheer team as well. You know, and I'm going to say it at the end of the year when we get to graduation. You're going to keep on hearing me say it because I'm a proud Titan, and I was raised a Titan. But congratulations to all our teams tonight. Hard work pays off, and keep on bringing this team to victory. The second thing I'd like to bring up tonight is the old building. It was formerly a bus lot. It was closed down back in the early 2010s due to bankruptcy in the district. It was a really good property. It was used as, I believe it was an old middle school, then it was converted into a bus lot. It has been lingering for almost a decade now, and I've went by the property dozens of times, and it's sad to see the building go to where it is now, and I'd like to see something be done with it. I just saw a story on the Downriver Sunday Times for a 14-story apartment building. Guess where it's going? The Southgate Tower, the old PNC Bank Tower that was used for about 3 years, and then it closed down, and now it's abandoned. But now the economic development is coming back into the city. Thank you to Mayor Joey Cuspa. The former words that he said that it's going to bring more residents, more economic development, and it's a great start for the city, according to the online meeting that was held when it was approved back in September. Seeing the Southgate Tower come to life and what we can do with the building that's right by Grogan, I'd like to see it maybe come into a community garden, maybe more housing for the buses, do something with the property. It's really outdated. There's probably asbestos growing in it. It's also a health concern. And most of all, we got to get rid of these abandoned buildings. You know how long it took for Garish to get used? It took a while until another company came in and we made Beacon a part of our district in using that building. Can we do the same with this? Yes, we can, but it's going to take time. Even if we have to use our construction team to maybe renovate the building and use it for something useful for this district. But let's focus on the main issues and get rid of the abandoned buildings, and let's focus on real issues at hand, especially community gardens for our environmental club, or just make more storage for our busing lots, instead of having to go all the way from Trenton all the way up here just to get our kids to and from school. As always, thank you for the time and opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public comment. And that takes us to the superintendent update.
I don't have any updates for today.
I'm sorry?
No updates.
No update today, okay. All right, that moves us to item H, consent, which is minutes from the April 12th, 2022 regular meeting and HR update.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion by Dr. Pomponio, is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Lomas. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Okay, that passes. Action item number 1, the approval of Davidson Middle School overnight trip to Washington, D.C.
Yes, annually, our 8th graders have the opportunity for an overnight trip to Washington, D.C. They will be going towards the end of May, and this is their formal approval for the overnight trip.
Okay. Any questions for staff? All right. Seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to move to approve the 2022 and 2023 Davidson Middle School 8th grade overnight trip to Washington, D.C.
I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Supported by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? Dr. Pomponio.
I just wanted to say that Sokolowski and Schuck, they've done an amazing job with this Washington trip over the years. My daughter had the pleasure of going on the trip, and I was on the trip with her, and I'm sure Neil and you were, and it was a great learning experience with all the different things for the students to learn, so good luck and have fun.
Thank you. Anything else? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Action item number 2, the approval of the purchase of the IT box truck.
Yes, we do have a box truck currently that's owned by the district. It's used by the technology department. They use that to transport technology equipment throughout the district. It is a 2006 box truck. It's pretty much rusted out and is almost unusable as a lift, the back end of it. So we are looking for an opportunity to replace that right now using the enhancement money that we set aside for maintenance that has not yet been used this year. So the amount of The expenditure would be through Gorno Ford, who offers government pricing, and it would replace the truck with a 2023 box truck for a price not to exceed $61,850.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
Right.
Dr. Pomponio?
What is our budget for the maintenance for the enhancement?
We have $100,000 in that account.
100,000? Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
We have $100,000 in that enhancement money towards the maintenance department.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to move to approve the purchase of the IT box truck for an amount not to exceed $61,850.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Yes, so I support.
Mr. Lamas? Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Action item number 3, the approval of the purchase of the food service box truck.
I'm going to go ahead and invite our food director, Caesar, to talk about the items on the next 2 agenda item.
Good evening.
Hello? Is it on?
Yeah.
We currently have a regular-sized van. It's a 2012 Ford van. And, you know, now that we're servicing the Creative Montessori, it really isn't a good fit. Just picture a van trying to load, you know, things in there, you know, at bending down. So we're trying to expand where the driver can actually stand up and move around in a vehicle. So I'm used to these box trucks as well. It's just a better fit for food services. And it's really time. So that van we're using now is 10 years old. Normally, with my experience, you get about 8 years with a truck. Not very many miles, but a lot of stop and goes and a lot of wear and tear on the brakes. And so it's really time.
Okay.
And this would
Any
be
questions?
coming from your food service budget, correct?
That is correct. And it is a allowable expense per USDA requirements. It's on one of those pre-approved lists. You know, we don't have to get approval from MDE. It fits the budget, or fits the criteria as an approved item.
We just have the one truck for the food service?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are we going to be getting rid of the van that we have?
That's what I was going to.
No, we don't want to get rid of it. We can use it in the district still. We can use it for other allowable uses in the district. It's an E150. The box is an E350, and we use hold more weight, especially with transfer back and forth. So we still want to keep that E150, but we can use it elsewhere.
Okay.
Plus, you know, food service, we need something reliable. You know, we depend on that vehicle every day. It can't break down on us.
Right.
With that truck, is there like refrigeration? Oh, sorry. Is there refrigeration in that truck, that type of vehicle?
There is not. Our deliveries, you know, are pretty quick. It's not like we're taking long times on the road. It's like from Davidson to the elementary school, so it's not very long
Okay.
periods of time.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Okay. Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to move to approve the purchase of the food service box truck for an amount not to exceed $61,850.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Supported by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Takes us to action item number 4, approval of the purchase of Northpoint food service equipment.
Yeah, I had to assess the needs at Northpoint. Currently, it's being occupied by Head Start, I believe, Guidance Center. So everything that's in that kitchen belongs to them. We confirmed that with asset tags that they have in there. So we're pretty much starting from scratch, and the equipment that we have listed here, asking if we can purchase it, is typically what you'd see at any elementary school. The exception would be the 3-door Richmond refrigerator. Normally, I probably could get away with the 2-door, but if we are going to expand, that program, and down the line, I thought we'd just get a 3-door refrigerator so we don't have to come back and ask for some more space.
And all of this money is from the food service budget?
Yes.
That you already have to spend down?
Correct. It is all this equipment is an allowable cost, so we don't need MDE approval on this either, because this is all food service related. So,
Okay. Any questions for staff? Dr. Pomponio.
Do we have an inventory of everything that we have right now? Like, in addition to what you're listing here, do we have an inventory sheet of what we currently have and how old it is?
in the district,
Yeah.
yes, we did that right a couple years ago, but we'll update it. But yes, we do have an inventory list of all the equipment in all the buildings where we are required to have that. So,
Okay, and these are additional items? It's not a replacement of anything?
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Through the chair. Is the Stafford Smith organization, are they a distribution business or are they the manufacturer?
The Smith, they're a distributor for food service equipment. So what I did, I used, it's called Wayne Risa CoPro. So because I'm supposed to have 3 bids, Wayne Risa did all that work already. So if they have 2 bids that come in, I can pick either one because they went through the process. So Stafford Smith was one company that was awarded the bid through Wayne Risa. So I use them a lot. They're local, and I think the other one's out of New York, so this one's local. I like to use the local people if I could.
And one more question, do they also service all that equipment?
Yeah, they're the distributor, but I would call the manufacturer, and there's warranties under the manufacturers.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Sage, do you have a question?
No, Rick
Took care of it?
took it.
Was reading your mind and took care of it? Okay. Any other questions? All right, bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 4.
Mr. President, I move to approve the purchase of the Northpoint food service equipment as presented.
I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? I'm just going to go ahead and point out that these expenditures, while expensive, are necessary to spend down our food service fund balance. We're not allowed to carry a fund balance of a certain amount, and we have to spend it. They want it spent on materials like this on a regular basis so that things don't get broken down and run down. So none of this is general fund expenditure. It's all coming out of food service. And that has a healthy fund balance. That's where this is all coming from. So least anybody think we're just spending money for the fun of it. It's part of the process. It's what we're supposed to do. So just to point that out. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes. Action item number 5, approval of the spring policy package.
Yes, the board at its last meeting reviewed the spring policy package. You did have some edits that were suggested. I've included those edits as discussed at the table, and it is now before you for a vote for final approval.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Okay. Seeing none, I see the changes that we requested were made, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 5.
Mr. President, I move to approve the spring policy package as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Lamas. Any discussion on the item?
I would just like to add that the three pieces to this. One is the threat to school community issues, so any bomb threats, we've just redone our language to make sure that we're taking all the proper precautions to manage those issues. Two of the other pieces of that are the grading scales that we'll be using, and then the final piece is organization and functioning of the board, so some mechanical issues about how we operate.
Thank you. Anything else? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Brings us to item J, which is employee representatives. Are there any employee representatives who'd like to speak tonight?
I would, if I may, at this moment, introduce the new assistant superintendent who was voted on the consent agenda. We have here Andrew Lindsay. Andrew Lindsay was approved this evening, will start July 1st in that role. So we also have here another administrator who is on the consent agenda. We have Daniel Joswiak, who is the head of school for the Northpoint IB Elementary. So both are here today.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Welcome to the district.
Okay. It brings us to item K, information and announcements from the board. Dr. Pomponio.
Yeah, I just want to say that with the robotics, we've approved different equipment for the CTE program, and it has to be said over and over again because that's a great program, and firsthand, I had the opportunity to go out to Belleville, impartial, just judging, working out in Saginaw. I wasn't able to see them, but I was able to see them working in Belleville, and just the questions that we had to ask the robotics teams with teamwork, individual, what it does for you, and how it makes you feel about the program, and different things, and part of the personality. It's just a super program, and I'm very proud of all of our programs, Winter Guard, skating, and all the sports that are excelling, but just a special, just Titan Pride thank you to all of our students and what they've accomplished so far.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? All right, seeing none. Item L, which is the adjournment, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Supported by Mr. Sage. Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you.